That's all I got left right there. 6:43. After work adventure. Zooming my butt up here just to take a quick look around. See if I might notice some things that need to be collected. Add to the museum. Looks like they were at it. Looks like they were at it hardcore within the last month. Because there's some things that have been moved quite a distance since the last time I came out. I don't know how fast I can move in less than like an hour and 30 minutes to try to find the ancient pieces. Let me go ahead and try to zoom through this place real quick. I'll let you know if I start seeing things that are monumental for the collection. Yeah. This is not the type of place I need to be coming back to the entire day just to look around. It's not. Hello, cute butterfly. Hope your day's going well. Thought I saw something. It's all going to be white, black, and red out here. What the heck was that noise? Maybe something hopped in the water. What the heck is that? It's a Saltua shoe. We got some evidence chip off the old block. Look at that thing. Look at that giant preform right here. I will not be taking that thing. Let me collect this preform right quick. This thing's not even completed yet. And this thing is ancient. Check this out. There's the base right there. You can see they started with the micro-napping right there. The serrations. I guess someone just said they did. You said we did. I just hopped up in here and found evidence. Check that thing out. Add it to the stash. You know, I'm not going to say the junk pile, but that is a good sign. Very good for us indeed. Keep it coming, guys. Keep it coming. I don't have that long. I can be out here today. After work, you know. Man, they must have done some craziness out here. They really did. There's no way I can cover this amount of distance without spending an entire day out here. I'm not going to say it's not worthy. What the heck is that? Someone's making noises. It's not that type of place that deserves, it deserves for us to stay out here a long time. It's such a beautiful place it is. But I'm talking about when it comes to looking for the good stuff, it's such a short distance. I guess they know that I'm always looking for the things. Some old school headphones right there. Yeah. Looks like I'm going to have to keep a lookout for the white pieces. Alright, let me come up with an executive decision. Let me make some decision real quick. I can definitely still spot some things if I zoom through here within like an hour. There's a perfect triangle right there. Made out of, modern pottery stuff. Alright, guys. Yep. Let me go ahead and zoom through this place real quick. See how much ground I can cover in less than like an hour and 20 minutes. It's still getting dark at like, I'd say 8:12, 8:15. It's not staying bright until like 8:30, 9 o'clock. We still have about another month left before that happens. Alright, keep your eyes peeled. I have an idea where that white piece came from. The preform that was broken. That was on its way to be made into a monumental, smaller piece, but still. Yeah, this place used to be only about 6 inches deep right here. Look at it now, we're having to climb on the edge. I bet they pulled a whole bunch of stuff out. I bet they did. I know you see that white. It's pretty dang deep. Let's see if it's something. Probably not. It might be a little bit too chunky. It's a blade. It's some kind of knife. Check that out. Where's it coming from out here? Look at that thing. Add it to the pocket. That's a blade. Yes, indeed. You know, I thought that joker was just a fat rock. Man, just got here. That's good. I know it's not like the real authentically made points, but it's something at least. It's a tool. It's a tool. Good eye, good eye. I'm so glad I came up here now. Yeah, I think I'll just focus on the white. I mean, if I see a large black piece, we'll be in luck. I mean, that's a spot you can sit in for a couple hours one day with a bucket. There's another white piece right here. I got the bottle between my legs trying to hang on to it. Oh, it's nothing. This one's too fat. Yeah, see, that thing went all the way up past the elbow. Yeah, man. I think these pieces are coming from this bank right here, though, as the bank is being shipped away. Oh no, that's just a rock. All right. A lot of rocks out here look like they could be something major at any angle. Like that dang thing right there. You guys crazy out here. Still making them things out of anything you get your hands on. Like the good old days, right? Just like the good old days. But they leave them out for us to find. Hey, striations. Nothing. What's that? It looks fancy. Very nice. I'm not seeing anything off the bat. I guess I have to move faster. But how much faster do I have to move? Never in my life have I ever seen something like this out here. I think it's busted. And I passed right on top of it too. A button tagged to my growing collection. It is busted. Let's try not to speak it forward. As if we're going to find a busted point out here, you know. Let's hope it's going to be intact. Another game piece right here. Check this thing out. Still has a silt on it. It's nothing. You know it's nothing. Yeah, it's just a fat rock. Look at that game piece, guys. Look at that, man. Good eye, good eye. Oh, man. That would have been a nice one, too. Georgia boy style. Nooski. Rerouting the creek and cleaning it out. Let's hope they didn't clean it out, if you know what I mean. This might be a double take for this week. I might have to come back and cover the other side tomorrow, you know, and spend my time out here tonight, this evening. I mean, look, I've never seen rocks in there before. Never have. You know, there's got to be something ancient in there. We need the light to see it, though. Well, you know what? Maybe we don't need the light. We just need our eyes to see it. Fancy stuff out here, for real. I had a thought about something when I was sitting at work, you know, staring at the computer screen, you know, working away. And something just jumped in. I know you heard that. And they're talking, look, they're talking. Yeah, I thought I saw one. Yeah, but I had to start when I was at work, when it comes to this little hobby of mine. I know I don't want to say I'm winding down with the hobby because they keep drawing me out to come out and find stuff inside of all this. I don't think I'll ever want to wind the hobby down, out here. In any place that we go. And not only that, I got to go out and start looking for new places to go find stuff. Because of all the development stuff, I'm gradually losing some of my permissions. I am. Due to properties being transferred over, deeds and land and stuff. I'm losing my permissions. So I'm down to like 6. My bad. I was talking too loud. In the middle of heaven out here. But anyway, I was thinking about this at work. On how I talk about the desire to look for the most monumental things. And maybe I'm talking about it wrong when I desire to go out and try to look for it. Ask for this and ask for that. And I thought about this. Instead of asking for stuff, asking for things, why don't I just begin off by saying, thank you, Almighty, for what I'm about to receive? Why don't you just start off at the beginning? But backwards, Instead of asking for stuff, why don't we just start off by saying, like we're already at that point, that historic point in our life where we've already collected it. And we're bound to collect it, Thank you, Almighty, for what I'm about to receive. You know what I mean? Just don't start jumping in and saying, I want this, I want that. I guess what I'm trying to say is we should be happy for what we receive, no matter what it is. We have to make the best of all of it. Even when it's bad, we have to make the best of it. We have to make the bad good. We have to work with it. And everything else follows. So I was thinking about that. I think that's a good idea. Instead of trying to get my hopes up and just running out thinking I'm going to be finding major things from the get-go and I'm going to be rolling out, with major things every single time, just go ahead and say thank you for what I'm about to receive. If I receive nothing, thank you. We'll live with it. It just builds the anticipation for the next trip in heaven. But if we find 10, that's just as good. A lot of new things out here. A lot. And a lot of landscaping too. We're going to have our work cut out for us. Yeah, I'm looking hardcore really quickly. That's why I call these things after work adventures. Because it's a race against time, 7:40. I got about 15-20 minutes to get out of here safely. All right, nothing stands out. Let me go quickly. I'll let you know if I see something major. 8 o'clock. After work adventure. Got to do more of these this year, even though I'm going right back home just to work. The day job still continues, It's like I go from job to job every single day. But the later it gets, the darker it gets. The more time goes on, the more nervous you get. It's like I can't concentrate on looking for anything now. You're going to say I shouldn't be because it's too late. Past my bedtime. What bedtime? Quite the place to find one, though. They still have some of my old stash here from last time I was here. A month and a half, 2 months ago. That collection I made. mean, look at that. You know this is my ending spot right here. It is. This is my ending spot. But that's the reason why. This is going to be my ending spot for a very long time until they move things about. There's no getting around that thing for a while. Unless I climb all the way up through the woods, which, shouldn't be that hard. It's just a it's just a roadblock that tells us that it's time to quit, for a while. Look at that. Look at that game piece right there. There's nothing worse than hurrying everything though. Wish I could just take more time. Yeah. I gotta start rephrasing that too. I mean, not take more time, like take it. Hey, spider. I'm not gonna take your house. Remind me not to come by when I get ready to get on out of here so I can go around. Yeah, but let's just say use our time wisely, But this is it right here. Look at this weird thing right here. I don't know if that's just a broken piece of quartz or is that an actual point. I think it's an actual point. They just snapped like 3 pieces off and made something out of it. Look, it's beveled. We got a piece of quartz here that looks exactly like a made point. Amateur. But who made it? Very nice indeed. I'm not going to say they fooled us. Let's just mark it down as authentic. We'll add it to the study pile as I keep on looking. Nope. Not a dang thing. Check out the size of this blade right here. You've got to be kidding me with this. And I'm keeping it for some wall art later. That's one heck of a knife. Man, that's one heck of a blade right there. You talk about a large spear tip. Look what they did to this thing right here. Look at the art on that. Another one. To combine with something else, get that thing framed. Very nice artwork indeed. Nope. Not a dang thing. Sorry about this one. But look what the laws of nature made for us instead. Check this thing out. It's like they made a fish. Look, it's a whale. Crazy. Don't know how I didn't see it before. You gotta be kidding me with this. Yeah, no, I kept on going. Look how dark it's getting. What the heck do I get myself into out here? It's like 8:33. One last gravel bar to look at and a little bit of ways to go to get out of here, safely. Oh, it's a piece of glass, but in the dark it looks like a piece, doesn't it? But I knew it was going to end up like this. The majority of the time it does. There's nothing like that last piece. Beautiful striations. Got a little bitty tick ding on it. Tip is gone a little bit. Wonder what it looked like if the sun was out. See you next video. No time left. What the heck do I get myself into? Perfect. Sounds just like those hot summer nights down in Harris County. Just a bunch of random things, but at least it was something. Yeah, at least it's something. The well rock started to break off already. Look, it looks like a stingray. Kind of. And look, they're still making them. Hope you liked the little amateur collection today. I know it doesn't look like much, even though we were out there for a while. Took a shot and almost came out on top, but the top is missing. What a shame. I mean, I'm really sick of saying that in the videos. I mean, why can't the things we find always sound like this? You talk about money. Who doesn't love this sound? The ones who are always seeking history. Who doesn't love this sound? It's like you only find that in Missouri and Kentucky, Tennessee, Ohio. No complaints, just looking for it. Look at that blade. Look at those serrations on that thing. That is quite the blade. I don't even think it's busted. Yeah. Got some little points right here, some scraping devices. Not really broken, just rubbed down. And this amateur thing right here, it could just be a rock. One perspective, it looks like a rock, and another one, it looks like, you know what? Weird how they make them now. I mean, I'm talking about like nature. And I thought this might have been something called a Jeff. If that's the case, this thing is paleo. But maybe it's just a broken point. Could be upside down. And it could be any style that is that size, you know. more things to add and some other things to throw away later, I guess. If I can't figure out what to do with it, it's like I'm just collecting this stuff just because. To gather ideas, understanding. That looks like a bunch of stick people that are just torn apart, you know. I mean, look, there's the torso and the two legs. You know? Got the jewelry right here. Of course, that has nothing in the middle, go figure. 2 buttons and a piece of the map. I mean the puzzle. The continent. Looks like Africa. Kind of. Maybe it's South America. Just, you know, borderlined at the top. Adding more boundaries. Now it's different. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed the adventure out there. Who knows what we're going to find next time. Let's hope it's large, intact, and sounds like this. See you in the next video.